Attention, the following broadcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Outcasted OC. Today here with your NXT review for this week. Now, for me, this was a bit of a lackluster episode, but we've got a few matches to talk about. Let's get into it. But before we do, I just have to remind you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, do whatever you need to do. Go follow all the guys on all the different social medias, on the TikToks, on the Instagram. Outcasted OC is also on TikTok and Instagram, so if you want to go follow us there, you go right on ahead. But let's get straight into NXT. We have a quarterfinal match here to open the show. We have got Cora Jade versus Fallon Henley. Whoever goes on to win this match will go on to the semi-final for the Women's Championship tournament. And for me, this was kind of an open and shut match, to be honest. I feel like it's kind of obvious who was going to win. Cora Jade, for me, was obviously going to win. But I do like the bit of the work that the had going on in this match. Cora Jade focused on Fallon Henley's knee throughout the match, and in the end, that had an effect on the ending. So Fallon Henley goes for the Shining Wizard. She cannot capitalize because of the damage to the knee throughout the match. Cora Jade rolls to the outside of the ring. Fallon Henley goes out to chase her, rolls Cora back in the ring. Fallon goes to get back in the ring herself, and that's where Cora Jade capitalizes, slashes her in the knee, goes for the DDT. 1, 2, 3. Cora Jade is going to the next round of the Women's Championship tournament. Like I said, open and shut match. Not much to talk about. Obvious winner, but it was solid enough to open the show. We then go on to what else have we got here? Like, see, this is an example of why I say it's a bit of a lackluster show, because you get a lot of backstage parts, some matches that don't really add up, and then the stuff just happens. Like we've got a segment here with Kiana James and Tia Hale. After watching that match, them two complaining about how they should have been in the tournament. Kiana James is saying, at least I was in the tournament. Tia Hale, or Thea Hale, whatever you want to call her, from Chase U, is like, well, you lost in the tournament. You're out of the tournament. She then asked Duke Hudson permission to have a match with Kiana James. Duke's like, do whatever you want. Like, he doesn't really care. This is because Andre Chase is still out, so Duke Hudson, it looks like for the minute, is in charge of Chase U because he took control a couple of weeks ago. So that match is set up for later on tonight. Kiana James versus Thea Hale. Wow, that's going to be amazing, right? We then get a backstage segment where Wesley and Tyler Bate are talking over a match that they're about to have with Drew Gulak and Dempsey. Which for me would have been a really good match, except for the Schism attack him from out of nowhere. So then that leads to the match absolutely being cancelled. See, NXT is moving very, very fast this week. And we get another backstage segment then where Mello and Trick Williams show up out of nowhere in a really, really nice car. Very nice. They walk past Dempsey and Gulak, just having a conversation about what's going to happen with their match. They have no idea. Mello and Trick go down to the ring and say they are waiting for Bron Breaker. They are waiting to, basically beat him down. Because for the past couple of weeks, Bron Breaker, he had a match with Trick Williams last week. Mello says Trick defended his honor by having a match with him last week, but, it just wasn't to be. Obviously, the week before, we saw Trick Williams and Bron Breaker have a bit of an argument about when... Bron Breaker was just absolutely destroying Mello, like putting him through the stage, etc. We do get then Dempsey and Gulak coming out and to say that apparently Trick Mello disrespected him by just walking past him. I don't really see that, to be honest. Mello and Trick walked past while Gulak and Dempsey were having a conversation with a referee, asking about what was going to happen with the matches. I didn't really see any disrespect there, but hey ho. A brawl kind of ensues between them both, but then that does set up a match for later on tonight with Dempsey and Gulak getting what they wanted in the end, I suppose, which is a tag team match. So instead of fighting Tyler Bate and Wesley, they're fighting Trick Mello. So that is one of the main events for tonight. Drew Gulak and Dempsey versus Trick Mello. Look forward to that. Wow, can't wait. And this is a weird segment, right? And this goes on throughout the night. So I'm just going to talk about them all at the same time. For the past couple of weeks, we have been seeing Dijak saying he can break any man through pain and misery. He can break any man. And then Ilya Dragunov shows up out of nowhere and says, no, you can't break me. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And Dijak's like, no, I could break anyone. Trust me. And throughout the night, we just see him. Is it like, you know, inflicting pain on Dragunov? I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Every single time we go back to this segment, Dragunov, like Dijak's like, you had enough, and Dragunov's like, not even close. Ugh. It's like it's proper unnerving. It's weird. I don't know if it's meant to be weird and unnerving, but that's definitely what it is. I mean, either way, I can't wait to see that match in the future. That is a match that I am interested in seeing. Like Dijak versus Ilya Dragunov will be a good one. It's just these segments are so unnecessary or just over the top, and it makes me cringe. It looks like I'm looking at a BDSM segment somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, let's move strictly forward. We get a tag team match now. The Creeds versus the Dyad. Very, really good match. I'm very surprised at the outcome. The Creeds actually win this match, which I'm surprised by it, but I'm happy with it. It's about time the Creeds got back into the winning ways. Let's go. We do see Ava Rain try and get involved, but obviously we then get oh my god, what's her name? What is her name? The name is just absolutely flown out of my head. The girl in the diamond mine. What's her name? Guys, I'm absolutely struggling with her name right now. Anyway, she gets involved and like prevents that is really going to annoy me. Her name is just totally flew out of my head, and she's one of my favorites as well. That is so weird that that's just happened. I've got her on Instagram. Anyways, she prevents Ava Rain from getting involved, and that's when the Creed brothers take advantage. Absolute proper great set of maneuvers here from the Creed brothers throughout this match. By the way, they keep on tagging in and tagging out, like passing each one of the members of the Dyad to each other into a suplex position. They hold and go to the tag team rope, tag the other one in, and just like sort of pass them on from each other. Then there's like a power slam maneuver where they do the exact same thing. Very, very cool to see. That name is still annoying me, really annoying me. I think Brutus got a really good showing in this match. Really, really good showing. Usually it's Julius that gets all the credit in the Creed brothers, in my opinion. But it is Brutus for me that has a standout performance in this match, and I do definitely want to see this again in a tag team championship position, maybe, because you've got the Dyad there, which is pretty much the Grizzled Young Veterans and the Creed brothers, probably my favorite tag team in all of WWE at the moment, bar the Usos. So run that shit back. I want to see that match again. What is her name, guys? What is her name? I don't know. Please help me. Please help me. Write in the comments what is her name. I'm going to come off this video, immediately go on Instagram, and I bet it's right there. Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile. That's the name. It's just popped in my head. I kept all I could think of in my head is Nile. And I kept on wanting to say Nyla Rose. Oh my God, Ivy Nile. Yes, Ivy Nile beats down Ava Rain. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I feel like I just had an absolute brain aneurysm, guys. Yes, Ivy Nile from the Diamond Mine. One of my favorites in NXT. God. Moving swiftly on, Tony D gets arrested. This is another weird segment. One that I'm finally looking forward to getting into. Hopefully, we see a little bit more of these mob segments from Tony D'Angelo, seeing as though, you know, he's a mob boss. He's supposed to be the Don of NXT, and we barely see any mob things. So him and Stacks start having dinner. Stacks gets a phone call of Paulie about the docks, and he has to go take care of the business over here, take care of the calls. And then Tony D's like, "That's my man. Always got stuff going on." You know, the police show up. And Tony D's like, "I already give my contributions to the police department over here. Cannoli, pretzels and other New York kind of things over here." The police are like, no, you need to come in and arrested and stuff. So Tony gets arrested. Stacks walks back in, and the waitress says, I think Stacks just got I think Tony just got arrested. Ooh, so that's going to be interesting. Seeing as though there is not going to be now, apparently, a tag team championship match between Stax, Tony D, and the Gallus boys. The Creed brothers then interrupt Vic Joseph on Booker T and say, oh, seeing as though there's not going to be a tag team match anymore, we're coming for those titles. Let's go. I'm interested in seeing this. Gallus versus the Creed brothers. I think that would be a really, really good match. Let me know in the comments what you think of that, guys. I think that would be really, really good. What have we got next? We've got Supernova Sessions with Dragon Lee. Now, to sum all this up, guys, Noam Dar is very, very funny in this segment. This is his talk show, by the way, from NXT UK. To the 5 people that watched NXT UK, you will recognize this show. I think I watched maybe 1 episode of this, like while it was a thing. But yeah, he's interviewing Dragon Lee. He gets this notebook out about all the Spanish words that he knows. Dragon Lee's obviously like, I can speak English, dude. Basically, this is all setting up a match for a Heritage Cup tournament championship final thing. I'm not really too familiar with the Heritage Cup, but I get how the rules work, I think. It's all setting up a background versus Noam Dar versus Dragon Lee. And Nathan Fraser comes out and pretty much outs Noam Dar for being a coward, like, saying that the Heritage Cup does need to be defended every single year, Noam Dar. So you need to face Dragon Lee at Battleground. And he also says, if you lose the Heritage Cup, I'm sure you can always give Alicia Fox a call. Nice little call back there to early Noam Dar in WWE. I'm excited to see this match. I'm excited to see Noam Dar versus Dragon Lee. I'm also excited to see Noam Dar versus Nathan Fraser, which has been set up for next week, seeing as though Nathan Fraser came out and pretty much outed Noam Dar. So Noam Dar invited Nathan Fraser to fight him next week. Non-championship, but that should be a good little session. I like it. But what I will say is, Noam Dar really kind of won me over in this segment. He was very, very funny. I've never been a Noam Dar kind of fan. I mean, I always thought he was great, like in the ring, but I never really like hyped him up as like this kind of person who could do a good promo. But hey ho, like whatever. Next, we have got an interview segment with JC Jane saying she wishes she could face Gigi Dolan in this championship tournament, but Roxanne Perez's time has been and gone. So regardless of who she's facing, basically, she is going to go on to the semi-finals. Okie dokie. That's very good, JC Jane. Thank you very much for that information. Mello and Trick versus Dempsey and Gulak. Not much to be said about this match, guys, to be honest with you. Obviously got Mello and Trick winning this matchup, but then Bron Breaker says he's on the way to the arena, but he has to make a pit stop first. A little bit of a random thing at the end of this match. I'm not really going to talk about it, to be honest with you. It's really not that much to talk about. It's not that much to go into. It was kind of a just to get the champion on the card, so it is what it is. And we then go again backstage for Lash Legend saying that she doesn't like Supernova Sessions, that no one's talking about the original talk show, which was Lash Legends. I can't even remember the name of it. Even though I'm Dar's like, do you remember that? Because I don't. I kind of remember it. Like I get like a bit of a glimpse in my head of that actually happening. But I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the next match in the night. We have got Kiana James versus Thea Hale. It's a bit of a throwaway match once again. Kiana James ends up winning this match, which is kind of odd to me because I think Thea Hale needs to start getting a bit more of a push. I think she's improving in the ring, and Chase U as a whole is a more interesting storyline. So it would be cool if we could get a victory for Thea. Duke Hudson is on the outside and he's a little bit distracted. He's supposed to be there supporting Thea, but he's more interested in taking notes. So that is a bit of a distraction for Thea as well in the ring. Kiana James gets the win with just with a finishing move, and I can't remember what a finishing move. I'm not interested in Kiana James. I know a lot of people are really high on her, but I think she needs a lot more work in the ring. I think her character is very good, but I do think she needs a lot more work in the ring. But let me know what you think. Am I wrong about that? I don't know. Yeah, as I say, Duke Hudson is distracted on the outside. Yeah, pretty much cost Thea the match. We then get a backstage segment here where Wes Lee is in the training room with Tyler Bate. Obviously, they've both been beat down by the schism, but Wesley's like, nah, I'm going to go take care of business. Wesley goes out to the ring. He is then confronted by Joe Gacy and Ava Rain, who was stood on the, it's kind of, the raised platform at the back of the NXT arena. Wesley basically says, all you had to do is ask if you wanted a North American Championship match. You didn't need to beat me and Tyler Bate down, but now that you have, you've really pissed me off. I've managed to control my anger for a long time, but this is how you get on my bad side. Joe Gacy then basically turns around and goes, okay, fine. I am asking you for a North American Championship match at Battleground. But you need to watch out, Ava Rain says, because Tyler Bate also wants one of those matches and he hasn't told you, and he's not really a friend and he's going to betray you. And at the time, Tyler Bate is walking out to the ring and also says he wants a piece of Joe Gacy. Wesley's like, oh, it looks like you're going to have double duties tonight at Battleground, Joe. Tyler Bate's like, no, Wes. Joe Gacy's right. I actually do want a North American Championship match. So obviously then you've got Joe Gacy in the background stirring the pot. Both Tyler and Wes tell him to shut up. But at the end of the day, Wesley needs to make a decision. Who is he going to face at Battleground? Is it going to be Joe Gacy or is it going to be Tyler Bate? And classic Wesley, he just turned around and goes, I'll face both of you. Triple threat match. Let's do this. I'm absolutely fine with this. Wesley, for me, is one of the most unsung heroes in WWE right now. He is putting on some of the best championship matches, some of the best championship run in the company at the moment. So Wesley, another triple threat match. He was great in that fatal five-way match at Stand and Deliver. So he's always great in these multi-man matches. He's having a really good North American Championship run at the moment. So I am all down for this. Wesley versus Joe Gacy versus Tyler Bate for the North American Championship. That match could steal the show at Battleground. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. We then go on to... We are nearly at the end, guys, but we have got Roxanne looking back at a board that she created for herself this time last year, saying, you know, I never thought my journey would be so quickly from the Women's Breakout Tournament to winning the Iron Survivor Challenge to then winning the Women's Championship to being in the Royal Rumble. Like, who knows what my board is going to be looking like this time next year. So that's nice to see. Like, it's actually true. Roxanne Perez has come very far in such a small amount of time. For me, it's a bit too fast for Roxanne Perez. I've always said that. I think Roxanne Perez needs a little bit more time in the developmental thing. She's still a bit green for me. I don't think her character is as developed as everyone says it is. She's very talented, don't get me wrong, but for me, she doesn't hit all the marks at the moment, but she definitely is going to be a star. Speaking of someone who's going to be a megastar, guys, come Tuesday. Von Wagner still isn't ready to talk about his picture. He saves Robert Stone. He stands up for him. He tells, I can't remember who he was talking to Robert Stone. He tells whoever it is to leave him alone. And Robert Stone's like, you stood up for me. And Von Wagner is like, yeah, you're the only person who basically sees the talent in me. And he was always seeing the talent in me. Robert Stone's like, do you want to talk about this picture now? And Von's like, nice try, Robert Stone. I want to know what this picture's all about. It's a bit of a weird storyline, but I want to see what it's all about. Screw it. I'm all in on Von Wagner, baby. Let's do it. Now we get to the second quarterfinal match of the night, guys. JC Jane versus Roxanne Perez. This, again, for me, is another just a bit of a you blink and you'll miss it match. But what I will say is this is probably JC Jane's best singles match to date, and I am counting the one as well against Gigi Dolan at Stand and Deliver. Once again, a bit of an obvious winner. Roxanne Perez coming out with the victory, hitting pop rocks on JC Jane for the victory. But it's a solid match. But yeah, blink and you'll miss it. Competition for me. JC Jane is improving in the ring 100% when it comes to singles matches. At least she's got something to do after this tournament, because straight after this match, Gigi Dolan does come out on attacker. So obviously that rivalry is far from over. I'm assuming we're getting the second bout of that at Battleground, JC Jane versus Gigi Dolan. Straight while this is happening in the ring and outside, while this whole brawl is going on, Trick Mello come back out and say, Bron Breaker, where are you? Let's finish this right now. Bron Breaker does come out. He comes out with a lot of security though, and says, this security is out here for you, not me, Mello. You know, I beat you down every single time that I've seen you. Same with you, Trick. I beat you in a match last week, so why do I need this security? I'm really loving this side of Bron Breaker. I mean, I think there's a lot more development to be had in his heel run, But I am loving the sort of like darker version of Bron Breaker, where it's not, hey guys, you know, all these fans. Speaking of all the fans, he does start ragging on Trick Mello, saying he's going to embarrass Carmello Hayes in his hometown of New England, and that the championship doesn't really mean that much to him. It like the thing that means more to him is destroying Trick Mello in front of his friends and his family. Mello then turns around and says, Bron, you thought you was untouchable until you was touched by him. Obviously he's referring to himself, and he's going to build the dynasty on his back when he knocks him down. A brawl ensues where both of them kind of get the advantage, and by the end of the fight, both of them are just lay on their back with the NXT Championship in between them, guys. And that is a great way to end NXT, because obviously who's going to get the advantage at Battleground? Both of them are very, very strong competitors. Both of them have a bitter rivalry that know each other so well. So who's going to come out on top? Guys, did you enjoy this week's episode of NXT? Like I said, for me, it was a bit lackluster, but it is what it is. You know, you can't have an amazing show every single time. It served its purpose. We got 2 women into the semi-finals. 2 really good matches are set up for that. It looks like we're going to have Roxanne Perez versus Tiffany Stratton. And then obviously we got Cora Jade versus I can't even remember who it is. But anyway, they're going to be some great matches. For me, the winner of the Women's Championship match should be Tiffany Stratton. I think that'd be really interesting to see. Tiffany Stratton should get a run with the Women's Championship. She's very talented, and 100% think that she is the next Charlotte Flair of this next generation. She is so good in the ring, and her character development has come on by leaps and bounds over the past year or so. But that's my opinion of NXT, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments of it. Also, guys, go and follow everybody. Like I said, the links are going to be in the description. Go follow all of the guys, all of the Outcasted crew on all of the social medias. Outcasted OC, once again, is on Instagram and on TikTok. While you're on YouTube here, how about you throw the video a like? How about you go and subscribe to the channel Outcasted OC. We're only getting bigger, we're only getting stronger. We've got some great stuff coming up for you this week. We've got a tier list podcast Thursday night, so make sure you tune in for that. SmackDown will be being covered by G, aka Unicorn Goth, on Saturday morning, so that'd be good. And then next week we have got the Night of Champions predictions video. Hopefully I can be a part of that video, but I'm not sure I can be. But we will have a special guest if not, so look forward to that, guys. Obviously next week again we have got the standard reviews for every single show. Make sure you tune in for that. But for now, guys, once again, go check out NXT if you haven't yet. But if you have, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Take care, guys. I hope you have an absolutely amazing Wednesday. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Peace out.